Yo, welcome back to another podcast, and y'all know what today is? Today is the official week 1 start of college football. Last week we had week 0. Some games happened last week, but this week everybody gets after it. Everybody gets after it, including your local teams, Michigan State, and Michigan Wolverines Saturday. Michigan State plays tomorrow, actually Friday. Uh, but today we're going to start. I'm going to give my prediction for both teams. Obviously, I'm a Michigan fan. I know so much about this team. Last year, I pretty much predicted everything that was going to happen, other than the fact that they lost the state. I said before the Ohio State game they would have one loss. I thought it would be Wisconsin. Didn't see them losing the state, but nevertheless, it happens. Um, I'm going to talk real quick about the Spartans. Um, Mel Tucker, Tuck coming. Admittedly, I really hate that phrase. Like seriously, um, but he's gotten off to a great start recruiting in the 23 class. Um, can't knock that. Ranked higher right now. As of today, they're ranked higher, maybe 8, 9 slots higher than Michigan. Things change, and um, a lot of players for a lot of schools are going to decommit before uh, the end of the season for college football. They think they commit. I think their early signing day period is like around bowl season, not bowl season, but conference championship season, something like that. So, it's going to be based off a lot of it based off what you do on the field. You put out a bad product on the field for these kids, they may jump ship. So, that's shout out to Mel Tucker. I've actually said that he was a really good hire for State. Um, really good coach. I it's tough though because I listen to more people who know about this stuff than I do, and um, I couldn't remember the guy's name, but I listened to some guy on YouTube podcast, and he brought up the fact that he thinks if he's an SEC guy, Mel Tucker is, if an SEC team came calling, he may jump ship after getting this big contract from Michigan State. I don't know. I tend to think coaches will leave more often than not. Y'all, everybody's seen what Jim Harbaugh did in the offseason. Um, and it's tough, right? Because they can get up and leave. They can get up and leave, and it's all a money game. We seen what Brian Kelly did. Brian Kelly literally just left everybody at Notre Dame and went to LSU, SEC country. You know what I'm saying? Um, but again, I don't know whether or not Mel Tucker would leave this soon. I don't think there's any way he finishes the contract out. I don't think that at all. I think at some point 2, 3 years down the line, I think he's going to be looking, especially if they uh, have consistent success on the field. So, with that being said, today was the first time I actually looked at their schedule, and last year they had a lot of transfers, and this year they have, I don't know if they have as many, but they have some. Um, with the receiver Reed and Peyton Thorne at quarterback, I know they have transfer running back. Um, I don't. They won a lot of close games last year. Lots of close games last year. I don't know whether or not that's going to be on their side this season. It's hard to just keep consistently winning games like that. Um, Kenneth Walker was fantastic for them last year. Really, really great running back. He turned out to be last season. Perfect transfer addition. I just don't see. For my opinion, I listen to guys I really don't like, and Mike Valenti and Rico Beard. I listen to their take on the team, and they're sort of a 7, 8, 9-ish, 9 being the ceiling for this team. Mike's, Rico's a little bit more confident than they are. Mike was more so like wishy washy. Um, so as I look at the schedule, you got Western Michigan tomorrow, Akron, Washington week 3, Minnesota, Maryland, Ohio State, October 8th, Wisconsin, then the week after that, Michigan 2 weeks after that. When I was just looking at it, if you ask me 6.5 over and under, I'm gonna say over 6.5. I see easily 6 wins here. I think, but again, it like it depends on what I see on the field. I'm gonna take a peep at the game tomorrow, but it honestly depends on what I see in week one. If I see some players popping out um, on the TV screen tomorrow, then I may change what I think of this football team. But it's Western's not a great team, but you can see it don't take much to see if a guy is pretty good or not. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna say too much negative things about State today. I'm gonna be fair. Um, I don't think they're gonna be Michigan this year, sadly. Um, but yeah, I have great respect for Mel Tucker as a coach. Um, I love that never say die attitude he gives his players. Um, but yeah, if over and under 6.5, I'll say over. But we'll see, man. You never know, man. Especially in the Big Ten, when some teams are, Michigan State has a lot more talent than a lot of the teams they're going to be playing. But we all know how it happens in conference schedule, man. A team may just have your number that afternoon, and we seen what happened last year, right? They beat Michigan, and then they went to Purdue, and Purdue just would not be stopped in that game. You know what I'm saying? So over and under 6.5, I'll say over. Um, we'll see what happens. See you guys October 29th. Now, off to the Wolverines, the Big Ten champs, the reigning Big Ten champions. Everybody knows about the quarterback announcement Jim Harbaugh said. Week 1, Cade McNamara gets to start. Week 2, J.J. McCarthy gets to start. They say what he says in Week 3, they'll figure it out. If you ask me, I think Week 3 both quarterbacks play. Again, I think Week 4 both quarterbacks play again. That's just my opinion. Someone asked me, what do I think about um, the quarterback competition? Here's what I think, guys. Here's my opinion. J.J. McCarthy missed all of spring with a shoulder injury, right? Couldn't do no throwing and everything. So K had a total advantage going into camp. So the fact that Jim Harbaugh has come to the conclusion that we cannot pick who our starting quarterback is as of today, we'll figure it out in real live game action. To me, what that signifies is that J.J. McCarthy has shown that he is a special quarterback, and that I just cannot bench the quarterback who just was a starting quarterback for us last year as a Big Ten championship quarterback. He was just voted captain. We cannot just bench that guy, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to give both quarterbacks a chance to go out there, let it fly, and see how the offense reacts to what both quarterbacks are putting up on the field. They're going to score. They're going to name the score these first 2 weeks. First 3 weeks. They're going to name the score. But is Cade still dunking the ball down and letting the receivers do much of the work? Is JJ going to be forcing passes like Harbaugh said during practice? He's forcing passes, but then they say he's gotten better at just taking what they've given him. But he has the big potential of the big play every time he gets the ball. Because his arm is stronger than Cade. He can make all the throws. It's about taking your team from a 10, 11, 12 win team to can you win 12 Can you win? Well, Big Ten, you gonna lose one game. So I'll say, can you win 13, 14 wins with this quarterback? And Cade can get you 9, 10. He can get you 11. Can he get you over the hump? Now, we've seen what happened in Georgia. Now, everything wasn't his fault. Guys were dropping passes. Guys couldn't see. I don't know what the heck was going on in that game. But it was very, very obvious to me that we had no chance winning that game if Cade McNamara was going to just stand back out there and be the quarterback, because he wasn't mobile enough. His balls didn't look as strong as J.J. McCarthy's did. I'm just reading through the tea leaves, guys. Like, if one guy missed the entire spring and this other guy has a huge, far and away head start, why going into week 1 is this competition even close? Unless you feel in your heart of hearts, this is our guy. But I just cannot start the season benching Cade first. So I don't know if this is like, I don't think for 1 second he's just throwing BS out there. Harbaugh's an honest guy. I don't think he's throwing it out there and saying, look, man, I'm going to let Cade start the game and see what happens, whatever, and then JJ's going to take. No, I think he's literally going to see what both quarterbacks have. It's all up. He says it's about percentage of drives you score points on. So that's going to be interesting because both guys are playing teams that are horrible. So we'll see what happens. But I just feel like he knows who he wants to pick. He's just saying, I'll let it play out in a game, because we all know Cade is not afraid of nothing. JJ's not afraid of nothing. But something has to separate these guys. And I think what happens in live games against an opponent, how both guys lead the offense, is going to prove a lot. I've always been Team JJ. I just think he's a better quarterback. But if it ends up being Cade, so be it. But I believe that J.J. McCarthy is going to win this starting job. And, this offense is the most explosive offense that Harbaugh's had since he's been here. With the offensive line. Here's the thing. The offensive line is in my opinion the best one that Harbaugh's going to have since he's been here at Michigan. Well, damn, Mike, they just won the Joe Moore Award last year as the best offensive line in college football. Yeah, they did, but so many people think that they shouldn't have won that award. I think this year people are going to look at the offensive line and say, "Oh yeah, this team, this year, they should be." Especially because they have maybe a first round, second round pick center. No disrespect to Andrew Vestardis, who was the center last year, but even the own team is saying we're better than last year because we got better up the middle. Oluwatimi, who was a Remington Award finalist, is the man in the middle, and everybody's like, "Yo, this dude is a monster at center in the middle. He is legit." And Harbaugh even said, "Yeah, this guy is really, really good." So when you look at the starting lineup of the offensive line, you got left guard Trevor Keegan, left tackle Ryan Hayes. You got Oluwatimi, like I said, at center, Zach Zenner at right guard, Trente Jones at right tackle. They are better. They are just better than they were last year. So that doesn't mean they're going to run the ball more, because you don't have Hassan Haskins. You got Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards, but you don't have that hammer back there. They got T.J. Stokes, a true freshman, but I don't know if they're going to put that load on him. This is the best receiving core they've had since he's been there. Cornelius Johnson, Ronnie Bell's back. Ronnie B Ronnie Bell is back. You got Andrew Anthony. You got Roman Wilson. You got AJ Henning. You got true freshman Darius Clemens. You have Christian Dixon. You have man, they are. There's so many guys at receiver. Let me go through this. It is so many guys at receiver. You have Tyler Morris, Amarion Walker, another true freshman. Then you have Eric All at tight end, Luke Schoonmaker at tight end. This offense should be the second best in the Big Ten behind Ohio State. If not first. We'll see. We'll see. On the defensive side, a lot of people are like, where's our pressure going to come from? It's going to come from the scheme. You know, the defensive coordinator, Jesse Minter, who came over from Vanderbilt, has already alluded to he's going to bring more pressure than they did last year. Remember, last year was a new defense. This year it's the same defense, just, some little things changed around. He's more of a pressure guy. He didn't have to bring too much pressure last year when you had Aiden and you had David Ajabo. But on this year on the edge, you got Chris Jenkins, you got George Rooks, you have Mike Morris, Taylor Upshaw, Jalen Harrell, Braden McGregor, T.J. Guy, Derek Moore, true freshman. The addition of transfer Iyabi Anomo, who's a 5-star who left Alabama. He was a top 5, top 6 player in the country when he came out a few cycles ago. Had some troubles. Hardball's already said this guy's going to play. He literally just got on the team a few weeks ago. He's going to play, and I think he's going to have one job only. Go get the quarterback. If you're special enough at that, we'll work on you learning the defense. But first and foremost, you go get the quarterback. And I think that's what they're going to have him do. Linebacker, not deep, but we'll see what happens. Cornerback, we're loaded. Secondary, we're loaded. Right? We got safety, Rob Moore, Makari Page, R.J. Moten. You have DJ Turner at corner. Will Johnson, 5-star at corner. Jamon Green at corner. Mike Sanger still switched from defense to offense. He's a slot corner. And he's going to start. You know what I mean? Mike Sanger still is going to start. This team is going to be more of a pass team. They're going to throw the ball down the field. They have too many weapons to not do. They're going to throw the football, people. They are going to throw the... They've been saying this since before the spring game. I'm like, yo, we're going to throw the ball. Some receivers, 5-star receivers who actually visited Michigan were like, yo, I've been looking at the offense. I've been talking to players. Yo, you can think what you want to think. They're going to throw the football. So, all of that lends me to my prediction. Listen, man. As I look at this schedule, they don't play an opponent worth mentioning until week 4. Maryland. Everybody thinks Maryland's going to be really good because their offense. We're going to mollywop them. Let's just stop playing. I say week 5 at Iowa. They don't know the time of that game yet. I believe it's not going to be a night game. God, please don't let it be. I just hate playing it. Whatever. They are better than Iowa. Way better than Iowa. We all seen that in the Big Ten Championship, 42-3. I mean, come on. They're better than Iowa, so I'm not really too much worried about this game. But if it's at night, I'll keep my eye on it. Then 2 weeks later, they have Penn State at Michigan. Penn State never wins in Michigan. Then 2 weeks after that, you have State. And then you have Rutgers, Nebraska, Ohio State being the last game of the season. Of course, let me just stop beating around the bush, okay? It's going to come down to Ohio State. I could honestly see Michigan going into that game undefeated. I am not joking with you. I don't see them. This team is more focused on showing that last year was not a fluke. That I believe that they're going to run the score up on a lot of these teams that they play. Now, I don't believe in Ohio State's defense. I still don't. And if this offensive line has gotten better, like I said it has, I don't see how the hell they're going to stop them from doing whatever they want to do. I will have one caveat. It is Columbus. We know what happened. I'm not 2016. We know what happened. Listen, guys. If J.J. McCarthy is the quarterback the entire season, Michigan beats Ohio State. If it's Cade, I don't know. Like I think we'll have a shot. We're always gonna have a shot, but if you put him in a position of having to be the shootout, to have a shootout, he's gonna have to take chances, and you know we'll see what happens because if he shows during the season that he takes chances, um, you know I might change my opinion. But if you're asking me what I have a record prediction for Michigan, I'm trying to be humble here when I say this. I don't see them losing. Put it like this: I'm not gonna say they're gonna go undefeated. Okay, I'm just gonna say this: they've turned that corner, and they will repeat as Big Ten champions. Ronnie Bell's back. That gives y'all another receiver to deal with. You have two dynamic running backs. The defense has more speed and more athletic than they've been before. Jesse Minter is going to bring more blitzes than they had last year because um, they were learning the defense. It was more thinking than actually going. This year they know everything, so they're just going and they're aggressive. Ronnie Bell even alluded to it. He said in our scrimmages, um, you could tell it's a difference. Like he was like they rarely leave guys open. Like in previous years, they'll have a slip up and miscommunication, and guys be open down the field. Ronnie Bell said no. Like this is different. Like they are locked in because they know people think that they're not going to be good on defense. That's every year. They say that every year. But let's show them differently. Repeat. Two-time Big Ten champion, Coach Jim Harbaugh. We want our revenge, man. We want Georgia, and we are coming for that ass. I see y'all next week when we talk about what happened in week 1 against Colorado State. Until next time, stay solid. Peace.